everyone, and welcome to the episode 15 of the Elden Ring guide. Now you're probably wondering, sorry about the lag. Sorry about the rapid frame rate drop. That's not really intended to happen. But I don't even know if you guys would have seen that. But we are here at the Subterranean Shooting Grounds, and you're probably wondering, you've beaten the game. What else is there to do? Well, as of the time I'm recording this, the DLC has just been announced for June, and I want to prepare you guys for the DLC. And basically what we're going to do is, basically what the NG Plus is basically it resets the world and you get start back at the beginning of the game, but you get to keep all of your items, at least all of your weapons and armor and talismans and upgrades and stuff, and but the advantage is that you basically get to reset the world. And so we're going to take advantage of that by basically doing what little there is left to do. So, in the Subterranean Shooting Grounds,
go to the door. It will show you.
We are going to do basically what little left there is to do, basically get the rest of the items that we may need. There's really not much else to do. We really only just need to do this. So what we're going to do is we need to disrobe. So I'm going to take off everything. And then we are going to go into the Frenzied Flame prescription. I think we can still do it. Yes, we can. I'm going to skip the cutscene. You guys can watch it if you want, but I assume if it's been this long since you guys have seen a video from me, you've seen it. So as you can see, we're now Frenzied Flame. I'm just going to re-equip what I had on, which wasn't much. I think I had a shield. No, I had the crossbow. Sorry. What else is there? What was the armor I used? Oh, the Drake armor. Yes. Drake Knight armor. Just going to equip all that because this is drippy as hell. Yeah, look at that. That is just some drip. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. There's the drip. Alright, let's get some items on. That. That. And what else is there? This, I suppose. And there you go. There's that. We're gonna go back to speak to Hyetta. I'm gonna skip her dialogue. And we're just gonna touch her. Which is, this is gonna, if it isn't obvious, this is about to kill her. But we get a cool item for it, so it's fine.
My eyes. They're melting.
That's good. That's a shame.
I have touched your mate. All that they're thinking for the greater torment. Everyone and so melted until all those who keep saying they wish to come take their the melted no more.
And she burns. And we get, if it'll spawn, there it is. The Frenzied Flame Seal and some stones. So what the Frenzied Flame Seal does, which makes it really unique, is that it doesn't have any requirements. So you do not need to invest in any stat for this. This is just how it is. And you get a base 164 incant scaling. So if you want to use some really mediocre spells that don't require much faith, then you could just use that. It's also weightless, so, which is really good. So Hyetta is pretty much dead. But there are a few things we can still do. We need to but in order to actually do those things, we actually need to go back. We're gonna go here to the Forbidden Lands. It's gonna take a hot minute, to load. And we actually need to go get a few more items while we still can. There's a couple of things here in the Ashen Capital at the end game that we need to go get. There's not really much, because we've already done most of it. But, you know, there's just a couple things here and there we can go get. Just leg it onto this elevator. Oh wait, no, the elevator's up. Let's pull it down. just to double check a few things. Yep, okay. Yeah, I know, this is probably gonna be the most boring part of the video where you just have to wait on elevators. But I kind of feel like I have an obligation to show you guys, like, where to go and get stuff. Very foggy, I will say, especially for this part. But then it gets real dark here. Rising above the fog. Oh. I will say, I do love the Claymore. The Claymore is pretty much in every single FromSoft game, and it is still my favorite weapon. But right now, we need to go back to this section of the map. For the Ashen Capital. Because there is, I believe it is the last legendary talisman that we can go get. And it's actually the last of the legendary items that we still need to collect, because we've collected all the legendary armaments, all the legendary talismans, no, all the legendary armaments, and now we just need all the legendary spells as well. All we need to do now is go get the last of the legendary talismans, which we are about to go get. But let me be frank here. Sorry for the massive frame rate drop there. It is a very hard thing to do. But yeah. Let's see if we can get a good little, like, charged heavy on him. 2 of them. Pretty good damage, I will say, as well. I'm just gonna be real here. It's been a hot minute since I have actually played the game. I'm kind of like, and what we're about to do is very hard, so if I suck, that's on me. But I will preface this by saying this is actually very hard to do. So what we are going to do is we're just going to leg it. Make sure you call up the elevator. We're just going to wait. Any items we have? Oh yeah, we still have the Elden Remembrance as well. I forgot we had that soul item. Just get onto the elevator. Wait for it to reset. And now we go down. I told you this was going to be boring. And so here we are at the Ashen Capital, at this section of it. And as you look down, you're going to see one of those monstrosities. And don't worry, there are more. That's just the first one. They're like 3. And each one provides a golden seed, obviously. But we're not going to really do it that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to prime our crossbow with the ulcerated stuff. With the rot bone bolts, since we have so many of them. And we're going to use those to rot these creatures, so that way we don't have to worry about it. I'm pretty sure these guys can be rotted. So if they can't be, just consider that like a mess up on my part. But I'm pretty sure these guys can be rotted. We just have to kind of wait for this dude to, like, come here. Yeah, see, I told you. Yeah, these guys do not rot. Or do they rot? Yeah, this guy rots. Ow. Thankfully, though, they can hit each other, which is pretty funny. Until it's not, and then you can't see, and then you almost get yourself killed. There we go. Killed one, heavily damaged the other. Get back out your crossbow, roll backwards, prime up your rot bone bolts, fire, prime them up again, back up, fire, charge, fire. Roll backwards. Heal. Now this guy's rotted, so two-hand. Charge R2 twice if you can. Heal up. Roll. Charge inwards. I'm gonna drink my flask. Oof. That was quick. Roll. And it's about to die, so yoinkers. There you go, you just killed 2 of those things. Get your crossbow out again. Just be ready. You know? Yep, there's like 1, maybe 2 more. Fire 3 bolts. Roll. Fire again. Run, if you could. Bad timing on my part. That's cool. Just a wonky boss in general. Well, it's not really a boss, it's just a mini boss, but... You could have gotten a charge R2 there, but we'll just get the riposte. Look at how much health this thing has. And now you can just run away from it and just wait for it to rot. There you go. Or you can finish it off. And we're actually out of healing flask. That's how you can tell I'm out of practice. And now that you've slain all of those things, you need to go over here. And you're going to see that legendary item up there. Trust me when I say it, it's going to be amazing. Because you can pick it up. Erdtree's Favor +2. And basically that is an improved version of another talisman we're using. Not that we're using right now, but it's just a better version of the talisman. And that is the final of the legendary talismans you need to pick up. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go back to the Table of Lost Grace. Back to the round table hold, basically. It's going to be a hot minute, but there we go. We're going to come up here and... Oh, wow. Sorry for the frame rate drop again. Come in here. As you can see, she's dead. And you could pick 2 items for a... You could pick from for your build. However, I know a lot of these require a lot of faith, so you can't use these really anytime soon, but what you are going to want to do is you are going to grab America's Hammer. Because that is a really good item. And you're going to want to look through anything here that you may want. So, like that, and that, and that. Really, you probably want to buy all of this, so... before you go to New Game Plus, because you will not be able to buy any of that in New Game Plus. So we can't afford all of it right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the farming spot that I showed you guys in a previous episode. We're going to go here. We're going to farm for level... Not really for levels, but we are going to farm for the items. But we need souls to do that, so we're going to need to kill a bunch of these guys. Maybe not all of them, but, like, just enough. Nice piercing damage right there. There's that counter hit. Then you have these golden-eyed guys, which, if you just do that, 10k, right there, for a single enemy. 10k, huh? Oh, and for these guys, just pick them off. There you go. There you go. Back to the round table hold. I'm gonna have a drink real quick. Good old Coca-Cola. Not sponsored, by the way. Wish I was, honestly. Well, kinda. Now we just need to buy the rest of the items. There we go. And we'll buy the rest of... We'll buy a bunch of Radon Spears, because why not? And I believe that is everything there is to do for what we want. But I will go double check one more thing while I'm on stream. This is kind of embarrassing, but I'm gonna kind of do it anyway because I want to check to see. I kind of want to upgrade a few things before we go into New Game Plus, and just like in general, double check a few things as well because we have. I'm doing this to be sure, by the way. One. So we have one. Two. 3. So we need runes, which we don't have, so... there is actually one more spot in the Ashen Capital we need to check while we're here. We need to go to the main Lanedale capital of Ash Grace, and we need to basically go right. Just follow the path, basically, I'm taking, and you'll get there. And I think we may have already raided this. If we have, then I'll probably just turn back, but, you know, I may not have done this in that video, so... I know I spent forever looking for Corrin, but we already took care of him. And as you can see, right over here, there's some items we've missed. So if we go in here, you'll find this thing. Okay, that's not really valuable or important. Never mind, I guess. Either way, though, we probably we need to head this way. You can actually hear... you know, the enemy moving as well. Actually hear it. That leads me to believe we did not go after it, but, you know, just to check, we're going to go around Oh, we may need to actually go up to the sanctuary in order to go there. I completely forgot about that. We may need to go the other way, so we will. I think. Sorry for the frame rate drop. That's happening a lot now that I'm like recording this, I've noticed, so we'll just go here. Have a look. Well, that's most of that burned, so I don't think we can go that way. Definitely not. So we have to go the other way. Which has the access to the elevator anyhow, so it doesn't matter. You guys like the drip? Because I like the drip. I like the drip a lot. I think this is a little bit less important, so I'll keep it, but like if there's something else that's better, we'll switch. I think what we're looking for is over there. Yeah, it's over there, but you gotta like that's hard. We could do it. We just gotta go this way. Then we gotta kind of like go over here. We're kind of back where we started, actually. I think you may actually have to go all the way down that path, which is annoying. But, and again, we may have already done this by accident, so, you know, I could just be doing this wrong, but, you know, I do want to double check, make sure I'm getting everything right. You know? Don't want to miss out on anything. That would really suck. Yeah, we did have to come down all this way. And I hope we've already raided the thing I'm looking for, but if we haven't, then I'll just show you how to go grab it and get out. Again, great frame rate there. You guys may not even see it there, but just to check. You know, we may have already picked it up. You never know, but I figure I want to come up here to check just to see. Certainly looks like we have. I think we've already picked that up. Again, it's been a while, so you have to forgive me. It has been it's been a hot minute since I've actually come here to like look at stuff. So I don't even think this lever does anything anymore. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. So if you look over there, I think we already picked it up. Yeah, you can see there's nothing on the grave, so we already got it. Just a few things I want to like check. Again, just to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, just making sure. I wanted to make sure we had picked up all the Ancient Dragon Somber Smithing Stones. We're going to go to the Palace Ledge approach again, and we're going to kill some more enemies. Get some more runes. Yeah, pretty much. go. Back to the table. And we are going to max out the pulley crossbow. And probably that's about it, low-key. Oh yeah, Godric's Great Axe. We're gonna max it out as well if we can. Okay, we need to buy a +9. Oof. That might suck. We are gonna max out the Bolt of Grandsax as well while we're here. I just like that weapon. Not even gonna lie, I love that weapon. Just gonna offer up my bell bearing. Gonna go back over here. I'm gonna see if I can sell you some stuff that I don't need. These, you could keep some of these for NG+, but for me, I don't really need a lot of the Silver Pickle Foul Feet, for example. I'm not gonna need those. They're okay, but I'm just gonna get rid of them anyway, because we really don't need them. And then we're gonna come up here. We're going to max out, of course. Keep a hold of Bewitching Branches, because those are like once a playthrough things, so keep a hold of those. And now we need to go... I'm going to double check some of my inventory. Okay. We need to go get a shield. And the way... There are a few shields. Quite a few shields, actually, that we can go get. As for shields that I think are good, you want a shield that really stands out to you. As like uniquely good. So there's like this Manor Tower shield that's pretty good. There's the Dragon Tower shield, which actually goes with this kind of thing, where it's like you're a Drake Knight and you have the Dragon Tower shield, which is really good. You have the Golden Great Shield, which is like more of a Golden Order thing. You got the Crucible Horn shield, which is kind of not gonna lie. You know, there's just quite a few shields here. What I like to do personally for shields is put them on the no skill. And what I like to do as well is I like to take the no skill and apply it to pretty much every left-hand item. Like, we have quite a few duplication items, so I'm just going to go to the... where is it? Where is it? Ah. I like to take the... duplicate, the no skill, and we just apply it to lots of stuff. Pretty much any left-hand item, we like to put it on. Like a shield or a torch. You know, just to, like, you know, be safe. But really, you know, any shield works here. Um, there is a shield that we can go get that I personally really like the look of because it just fits so well with another thing I want to use. As of course, you know, we have like really cool armor as well. That's like really good. My personal favorite armor is, you know, this, obviously, because, you know, it's the face of the game. And I like to use the Giza's Wheel, so I'm gonna actually yoink the Giza's Wheel, or I'm gonna yoink the Axe of Godric. One of the two. You know, I just like the way this whole thing looks. We need to grind a few more souls. Just to really level up our items while we still have them. And so, another really cool thing is that you don't have to regrind bell bearings, but I like taking advantage of spots like this, where you have all the people and the items and all that stuff while they're here. Should just kill these dudes. Another item I really like to put, like, in this hand is, like, Giza's Wheel. The only problem with Giza's Wheel is that, like, I have to kind of use the, this talisman at the end, which is fine. But, you know, that's cool, too. So something you can actually do is something like this, where you, like, do that, and then we go back to the table, and we need to buy a bunch of items, specifically a bunch of more upgrade materials for the shields. You could technically do this at any point throughout New Game Plus, but I just like to do it whenever. So we're going to come in here, and we are going to buy 3 more of those, 8 more of these. You want to get 12 of each, preferably. And then we are going to do one more thing, where we're going to go to the Bellum Church, and we're going to grind a very specific enemy. And he should be... out this way, I think. Yep, he's behind the church. Down. Oops. Okay, good, I didn't die. He's down this way. It's not that guy, trust me. It's the other guy. One thing I like to do is when we come up to him, I'd like to put on that. Come up to him. Get off this, and we're going to try to grind him for that shield that he has. Yep. What's he drop? He drops his gauntlets. Okay. And we're just going to want to keep doing that. We might end up with a full armor set before we get it, but, you know, I mean, we gotta work with what we have. And there's actually another enemy I really like the look of for the shield, that I want as well. But I like this shield specifically. The one from the guy we're about to get, so... No item drop. I'm just screwing around with equipment, honestly, guys. You don't have to take any of that, like, super in-depth or seriously. Yeah, sorry I'm kind of, like, being quiet. It's just, like, there's not really much else to say, honestly. It's just keep grinding this enemy until you get the shield. Of which there are a couple of enemies with a couple of different shields we need to grind, but, you know, this one we're going to do first since there's, like, a bonfire right next to it. Yeah, he's not going to drop it for a while. So you can grind that guy if you want. There's another one back this way that we also need to go have a look at. So you got the Lord Sworn shield, which isn't very good, but you did get it. So, say what you will, but you did get it. That's not the shield we want, no, but it is a shield. Actually, look at the stats on that thing. That may not even be any good. Yeah, it's really not any good. Either way, we want to keep going. So we're just going to keep kind of exploring the castle. If you know the shield we're going after, it's the red main shield, which is like really low drop rate, really hard to get, but it's so cool looking. I feel like you have to go for it out of obligation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after it. I'm just going to go get it on this character because I have it on another character that was basically my test character before I did this run. So, before I started doing this playthrough. Oh, hello. I didn't even know this dude was up here. If I did, I forgot about it. Either way, it only took 2 swings. So... Oh, the Flamberge. I also forgot about that. I actually don't know what's up there either, so... Yeah, it's that dude over there we want to get to. So we're going to drop down. We're just going to skip past the portal. The short sword and some bolts. Go up here. And now we need to go grind that dude. Hold up. Found the guy we're looking for. I hope he drops the shield. And he didn't drop his shield. It's okay. I think there are other knights like him around here. They're just not common. We don't want him because he's gonna just drop the brass shield. We want the other guy. Yeah, nothing down there we want. Nothing in there. Sorry again for that poor frame rate. That's just gonna happen a lot, isn't it? Probably. Not much I can do about it though. So it looks like we won't be getting either of those shields. Not with this. So what we're gonna do instead, right, is we're just not gonna bother with the shields. It was an idea I had, but you know it's not working out because you need to grind for it. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the dragon shield, You can pick whatever shield you want, but for me personally, I recommend picking a 100% defense shield. So something like, this thing, for example, is good. Let's get that in the proper hand where it needs to be. And personally, I like to color coordinate stuff, so I like to put it with like the Giza's wheel, since they're both gold. Not quite the same shade, but actually pretty close, all things considered. And then we'd wear something like a golden tint armor, like the Tree Sentinel armor, I guess, is a good example, or Malekith's. This is just an example, just wear something like this, which is gold, and, it looks pretty cool, I will say. And if you want to go further, you can replace something like this with, you can have, like, what do you call it? So, no matter what, we're going to be in heavy load with this because of our relatively low endurance. Well, it's not low, it's pretty high, but we're at 40 and we're using pretty much the heaviest armor in the game. So we can reduce it down to, like, the Twinned, I suppose, or, like, the Haligtree Knight set, which is, I mean, it's not as cool looking, I admit, but, But, I mean, there are options, for, like, what you want. I'm just trying to figure out what drip I like the most. We even have the option of the Gelmir Knight set. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's like lots of options you can pick for like a color coordinated thing. I'm just giving out like my best shot. So now that we've done that, now that we've kind of like decided on something, we're gonna go to the Palace Ledge, grind a little bit more, get some more souls. Like, that's how much damage we're doing, and it's insane, honestly. Like, that's the kind of cool stuff you can do as well with shields, with, like, the guard break and... Well, that was a skill issue on my part. You can tell I'm rusty. Use me. Either way. So you grab that and just run back. I'm going to change our talisman setup a little bit. Just a little bit. And now we are going to go buy the rest of our materials that we need. There we go. And now you're going to buy 8 of these. And now we are going to upgrade. You can upgrade whatever shield you want. I'm going to upgrade the golden shield, because I just like the way it looks more. There are better shields, obviously. This one as well is technically a better shield. The golden great shield. Yeah, it's like a straight up upgrade to this. And to be honest, you can use whichever one you want. But I prefer the way the Golden Beast Great Shield looks, so I'm gonna use it instead. I just like the way it looks for no other reason other than I like the way it looks. That is the extent of my reasoning. Oof. We need more runes, so I'll be right back. And there you go. Back to the round table, and then we're going to finish upgrading our shield, and then we'll begin New Game Plus. Because, spoiler alert, the way New Game Plus works is pretty simple. And there you go. Now you have a maxed out shield, you have a maxed out spirit summon, and now, well, it's time to start Journey 2. And basically what this will do is this will reset the world, and it'll basically make it easier for you to access the DLC in the future. So we're just going to skip the opening cutscene, and it basically just puts you right back at the beginning of the game. Yeah, like, literally it's the beginning of the game again. The world's been reset, you have no fast travel points, you pretty much have to rediscover every location again, but, you know, I mean, yeah, all the enemies are back, and what's interesting about New Game Plus is that all the enemies just come back a little bit stronger. Just a little bit. Not too much stronger, just a little bit. However, as you can see, you get to keep all your items. So it's actually really worth it, honestly. And what's also good is that you get a chance to rematch against this guy without having to do the stupid tower thing. There you go. And what's cool as well is you can get duplicates of items. I don't find that useful at all. I actually hate that. I wish you could turn it off, because I just don't find the duplicates very useful, so I just get rid of the duplicates. So that way I don't have to deal with it. Now, what's funny about this is that you actually don't have the ability to leave this place if you kill him. So what I do instead is you pretty much come all this way, and boom. You have to die here. And you get put back right here. At the very beginning of the game. Don't bother doing the tutorial again. Just walk over here and get out of here. And all the doors have been relocked as well, so, you know, that sucks to be you, I guess, if you were looking forward to that, but, you know, all the doors have been relocked. But I think you get to keep those doors, and you get to keep your larval tiers, celestials, all this stuff, you get to keep it. Which is cool. Which is really cool. So I feel like I've basically explained to you again how basically the game works. All the NPCs have been revived, all that jazz. So what I am going to do is I am going to swap to... Now, as I mentioned before, I had a test character that has basically done all of this. However, it got a little bit better luck with some item drops, and so the build's a little bit different. But I'm just going to skip ahead instead of redoing all of that. I'm just going to skip ahead to the character that already has some stuff. So, I will just show you what I mean. So I'm going to quit the game for this character, which is the John Elden Ring character. I'll just open up the other one, if it'll open. Yes, it is this one. And obviously it's a much higher level. And it's basically the same build we have already, except with the key differences is that A, you know, it's just a higher level, because now we're at 50 endurance, 24 mind, 60 strength, 60 dex, and 12 faith. And it's obviously, you know, we're much later in the run. The only things that we do not have compared to the other run is that we do not have Marika's hammer, which is like the only key difference between this run and that run. But we do have basically everything else is the same. There are a few differences, like we plus 10 to the dragon skill blade. Probably shouldn't have done that. That's a plus 10 now. We don't have the winged thing. That's a plus 10. That's plus 10. These two are plus 25s respectively. I just prefer the dragon halberd, personally. We got better item drops. We have the Cuckoo Great Shield and the Redmane Great Shield. So those are items that we have as well. So, to be honest, this is the character we're going... I just wanted to clarify, you guys. We are about halfway through this New Game Plus run, where we have basically killed everything up to and around Radon and Morgott. So the only things left to do in this run are Estelle, and of course the mountaintops, Snowfield, and that place in Farum Azula. So that's it. But the important thing you're going to want to do is you are going to want to stop progressing the game world up to Malekith. So basically, before the capital turns into the Ashen capital, you are going to want to stop. So let me show you what I mean, since I have a few other characters that have progressed the game to this point. I can show you quite literally. I can just show you what I'm talking about. So basically, once you get to this part of the game, at Crumbling Farum Azula, you are going to stop at that boss. You are not going to go fight Malekith. You are going to stop at this boss, and you will not progress the game world further than this point. So, the Erd Tree has not been burned, but you have killed everything else. And the reason why you want to stop at this point is because we don't know how to access the DLC yet. So, I recommend you just keep most of the game world intact. If you want to stop at Fire Giant, that's an option as well. I think that's fine. And so, basically, this is just how we are. This is a sorcerer character, so this is not the character you will have. So probably what you will want to have by the time you get to that part of the game for your main character. I did not mean to do that. Let's back out. Oops. I'm going to get rid of this character because we don't need it anymore. Sellsword Carlay. I know, we're very attached to John Elden Ring, but honestly, I think this character has just progressed further, and so we are just going to stick to where we have progressed to. So this is where we are at, and you're probably going to want to progress through the rest of the game up until probably do all the rest of the big quest lines, and you're going to want to stop at Malekith. So I'm going to be doing this off screen. Probably what you're going to want to get to in terms of stat-wise is you're probably going to want to get 60 Vigor if you don't already have it, which you should if you were following the guide. Probably 25 to 30 Mind, 50 Endurance, 60 Strength, 60 to 65 Strength, 60 to 65 Dex, base Intelligence of 9, base Arcane of 7, and probably an Intelligence, not an Intelligence, but a Faith. You're going to want to level your Faith a lot more, so you want to get your Faith, not at 12, but you're going to want to get your Faith to about... probably about, like, 20. Probably want to get your Faith to about 25, probably 26. And the reason why I say 26 specifically is because 26 is the level where probably the best single-use incantation... Actually, no, 25 is when the best single-use incantation becomes available to you, and that is the Golden Vow at 25. So you want to have at least enough faith to use Golden Vow. So that's what I recommend doing. Probably by the time you get to that point, your character level will probably be about 240. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to progress the game off screen and off camera until we get to that point, and then I will show you a different video where I basically go over and break down the character build in a much more in-depth way. But that is the end of this video. I basically showed you what New Game Plus was all about, what it's going to look like, and so basically the game world has reset. It's no different. So that's the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oops, I'm having trouble ending the video. There we go. All right, see ya.